So, welcome to the TradingView tutorial. What I'll be doing is I'll be taking you from start to finish, showing you the ropes within TradingView, how I use it, how to get set up. We'll pan around the screen at all the potential options. It's a lot of functionality, and just to make you aware, completely free as well. So, step one, find TradingView. Type in TradingView, and unsurprisingly, we have people with pay to be at the top. Well done, you guys. But we want this one here. So tradingview.com. We want to start for free. They do free trials. They do sales. They've just had the Valentine's Day sale, up to 75% off. What I would say for the short term, I wouldn't bother. We'll quickly go on an overview. Let me come out of that. Cool. So we have sneakily decided to remove the free column here. Not quite sure why, but the free column is very similar to the essential. The main differences are you will have pop-ups every so often. I don't find them too intrusive. It's usually just down in this bottom left-hand corner. But you can click X, and every 10-15 minutes or so you'll have another one, and you can only click that. It doesn't overtake what you're doing on the screen in any way, shape or form. Free allows 3 indicators per chart. I'll be honest, it's more than enough. It's more than enough. Essential's only 5. If we look here, I believe it's only 5k historical bars. So it's half of the 10 that we've got. If we pay 5k at the very start again, please don't worry, that is more than enough. If you feel at some point that actually you would like further back testing, then absolutely. UK price is £12.95. What you can usually get within those sales that I mentioned previously is the premium. So we're getting 20k bars. Yeah, the premium for the same price pretty much as the £12.95, although that is all up front. So I think it works out about £230 for the year. I'm currently on Essential. That's all I need right now. So free offers 3 active alerts. And that's pretty much it, but that's your overview. So in short, everyone should start on free. If you find that this is something that you want to pursue further, want to double the amount of bars that you've got, which in turn would double the back testing that you could potentially do. There is a little trick which I can show you, and I will quickly make a note to ensure, but when you do pay, you can actually go back a lot further than just the 10k. So from here, we will go to sign up. This is how it would usually be, or a Google account. I just select a Google account, but we'll go into trade the data because I've not done anything with this. If you've not got an email account, go to Gmail, create account, and create a Gmail account. So that is what you'd be looking for. Once that's set up, come back, use your Gmail, and you will be logged in. As you can see, is that same free account? Settings and billing history. So I haven't made any purchases. From here, you've got 2 options. So let me go back to the charts, TradingView. Here we go. You've got 2 views. You've got your web view, and what I prefer more consistently, and use that more consistently, sorry. So we type in TradingView download and TradingView desktop application. We also have a mobile app. It is for Mac OS, and there's going to be very few Linux users, I'm sure, but mainly for Windows. You would click, it would download accordingly. Once it's fully downloaded, you would click it. It's already saying for me that it's installed, but all you do is just tap through those options. I don't believe there is any bloatware or any of the bits of software that get installed alongside TradingView. But once you have it, what's it doing? Here we go. it'll be very similar to what we have here. This is a chart that I've already been marking up. Those of you might have seen my first live stream video. Started over here, so I've done a lot in the background which has been fully recorded. But yeah, this is the Tradingview app itself, and then this is the web version. Like I said, you do have the phone version on top. It's a bit finicky, in my honest opinion. I think for scanning, looking at an alert and then go to your PC, absolutely fine. I wouldn't want to be marking up and doing the analysis like I'll be teaching on this channel. It can be done. I just think it would take a lot longer. Yeah, using pinches and to be accurate, it's, yeah, not ideal. But if that's all you've got and you wanted to go for it, then obviously fill your boots. So we're now on TradingView. We'll look at this left hand side first, and we'll be on the web version. Bearing in mind I've not done anything with this, so I will have to set this up how I normally do, which I'll go back on the other screen to confirm that. But on this right hand side, you've got a few options. This is a standard. This is your main window. So this is where you can add stocks, futures, forexes, crypto, whatever tickles your pickle. You can click on the plus here. So if we come over to here, we've got a standard Euro USD and a Forex pairs, GBP USD, etc, etc, etc. This column here, last, this is the last known price. As you can see, it's ticking through. If it's going up, it goes green. If it's going down, you see a tick of red. This is the change, and this is for today. So we are currently, let me have a look, 7:20 in the evening in the UK time. And we'll take Bitcoin as an example. We're currently minus 1,000 at the moment, which in total is minus 1.59%. And this percentage column is exactly what it sounds like. This is the monetary value that it's gone down by, and this is the percent, taking the totals. From there, we can add symbols. So what have we got there? We've got BTC and ETH. We will add blast from the past, Sol USDT. We'll type in the ticker. If you're unsure, use Google. Potentially what ticker. If you're new, you might not even know what a ticker is. A ticker is pretty much an address or a way of finding a particular asset. You can have Sol on its own, but we're saying we want Solana, or Sol, against the US dollar, and USDT is the crypto side. So this is usually what you'd use. You will notice there are many down here. These are all exchanges. It is always best, if you're using Binance, use the Binance chart to do your backtesting. Bybit, do the Bybit one. If you're doing Coinbase, use the Coinbase one, etc, etc. But for now, I'm just going to add the top one, which is Binance, and you simply click the plus. You've also got other options here, so you can go to stocks. Obviously, there's none under there for Sol because it's not a stock, it's under crypto. But if we go through, if we go to stocks, you've got Tesla, Nvidia. So this is usually in the most popular. All the way down, funds, absolutely SPY, QQQ. Futures, your NASDAQ, your minis at the top, cool. GBP USD, is that the top one? It must be, but yeah, okay. Your crypto one, you've got your Bitcoin into your Ethereum. Sol is still quite high up there. I've not really looked into that in a while. XRP's up there, ETH USD, and yeah, you can see all the different exchanges down this side here. Indices, S&P 500. If you're into any stocks or investing, you've probably heard of that one. Bonds, not done anything really with bonds. That doesn't, yeah, something I haven't. The economy, then your options, which again, I've done nothing with options. The main ones that I focus on are stocks, some funds, futures, some forex, and some crypto. But mainly is stocks and crypto for me. Sorry, stocks, forex, and crypto. So we'll go back, actually let's just take this one here. So that's the Solana. If you click the plus, you'll see it's added here. So literally that plus there, that's now gone into, it's like a site. And then what we can do is if we click it, it'll give us a little breakdown. You can choose different charts. So time frames, you've got your 1 day, your 1 week, 6 months, year to date, etc., etc. And it gives you a breakdown of what it's done. So in the last year, it's down 54%, like most of crypto. But over the last 5 years, it's up 882%, and all time 2.74k. It did actually start at £1 for around $1, $1.50, and its all-time high was 237. Cool. You've got other information here. Have a look, have fun with it. This isn't usually something that I go through. I'm not really into the news because, yeah, the charts do what they do, in my opinion. People can post their ideas. Again, we've got some technicals here. If it goes down, this says sell. If it goes up, it says buy. I don't think it really tells you anything in particular. This is quite a cool view for seasonals. It's just the last 3 years. But we have actually got this down here as well. So very similar. That's just a different version of it. And down to the bottom. But what we want is we will go to BTC. So Bitcoin is currently at 66,243. We're down 1,300 now, so it's taken a bit more of a dip in the last few minutes. Yep, exactly that, and it keeps going. Oh, we might be seeing a breakaway in live. But enough of that. We will then go on to full chart is where we want to go. So all we've done is we've logged in. You can hide the right-hand nav by clicking this. This is your main window. And then we're going to go down to BTC. You can delete these as well, by the way. So let's delete this top one. Anything that you added by error, just click the bin icon just here. But we're back on what we wanted to be on, and we're going to click on full chart. So this is completely new. So let me F11 that. It's probably going to be a better view for you guys. It is. So I'm not going to go into as much as I want to. The chart itself, this is more about the software. I will be doing further videos on candlesticks. We can do volume. There'll be many, many more. But for now, we're literally going to be concentrating, pretty much going from the left-hand side up above here and covering a bit more down here and this bar here. So we'll go from left to right. I've just fixed my mouse, so you should now be able to see a nice green outline. And we've got a perfect example of the adverts that pop up. So in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see they're just trying to sell you stuff. Simply click the window there. It goes away. That's as bad as it gets. So again, I think that just should confirm to you that there is no issue with the free version. Anyone who tells you, especially if you're reasonably new, ignore them. They're wrong. Right, back to F11 then. So, left-hand nav. These are for your tools. So anything for chart markups, just think of the left-hand side here. This top one, you can change what you've got. So that's now into a dot. We've got an arrow. Got a demonstration. That's pretty much like the green thing that I have. Not seen that before myself. And then we've got a magic tool, which I've never used and there's no need. I leave it on the crosshair. That's kind of what I like. I think it's nice to be more accurate. The second light, if you hover over it, is fib retracement. And what you'll find is there's many of the tools. So you've got GAN boxes and fib. You may like fibs, etc. By standard, they've automatically ticked the fib retracement. It is a standard tool. I do not dislike this at all. I have done some work on it and I can come on to that shortly. You've got fib channels. Potentially I'll go through some of this, but yeah, We'll see. The second is down to patterns. Again, I think a lot of this has been disproven. Some people swear by it and some people are successful from what I've seen. I've only ever seen YouTube. I'm sure Mr. Elliott Wave was very good. He made it. He obviously found something. Does this work now? And can it be consistent? Not that I've seen. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can't get it to work. I don't often use, or I don't think I use any of those. Same as head and shoulders patterns, etc. So yeah, kind of ignore this one here. This one here is forecasting and measurement tools. Really important, this one. So you'll see you've got your projections, your long and your shorts. This is your favorites bar here. So what we can do is, let's just untick those. So as you can see now, all we've got is the standard tools. The fib is on there, so we can play with the fib. Not sure why it's those colors, but that is how it comes standard. You can clear it up so it doesn't just bleed your eyes. But we're just pretending that long position isn't ticked, and it's not now. So we can see here it's not on there, but I can go tick and now it's appeared, and I'll do the same for the short position. So that's how you can add favorites. You can add as many as you like. As you can see, it's all going through, and then you can simply untick them. There is no limit on the free version. It is absolutely fine. Fill this bar up as much as you like. There are some price ranges, etc. There is a use case for it. Would I want it on my favorites bar? I like to keep mine tidy, but if you wanted to, absolutely click it. And what you can do is you can click a start point to an end point, and you can see that was 30 bars for the date range, and it was 7 hours and 30 minutes. We'll come on to that again because there's a different way of doing it without leaving it on the screen. And then this is more monetary. So if we go from here to here, we know that from this point here to this point here, it's gone up by 2,826.68, and it's 4.2% move. Cool. We'll delete that. Moving on. I don't think there's anything else in there. I'm just going to untick these because this isn't how I do it, but obviously you do you. We then have brushes. If you had an iPad, etc., or if you've got like an art pad, you can then do what you need to do. You can, if you wanted to quickly annotate stuff, you could. Control Z, by the way, gets rid of all of that stuff. Forward one, there we go. But yeah, there is an argument that you could then be drawing stuff on the chart if you wanted to, but there's other ways of doing that more accurately, and in the game of accuracy, you've got highlighters if you wanted to, up and down arrows. I do use these. I use these a lot. That's purely because of market structure, and I can then mark up tops and bottoms. Click on the up. There you go, you got an up. You can see it going down. Down. So this is very similar to what I have already. We're then on to, rectangles as well. Key one here. This is where you can do your boxes. Within that, if you like this purple, then good luck to you, but you can change as much as you like. Colors, etc. The background here, there we go. If you don't want a background, you don't have to. If you want a middle line, a lot of people then would use this as an entry to then come in. If it come up to here within this box, it's called an order block. That 50% line can sometimes help, but there's other ways of doing that with other tools, which I can cover at another time. I don't want to get into too much of the devil of the detail with each tool, but if there is anything in particular that you want, leave comments, tell me what you need, and I will absolutely go through that with you. Yeah, no issues there. You can extend, so you can extend left, you can extend right. So then if you saw what happened there, so this is extended right, this is extended left and right. That's not right. I usually use this. You can add text. So text here. You can make it bigger, you can bold it. this is all part of just annotating or analysing how you want to analyse. But absolutely, rectangle should be in your back pocket a lot. I was going to show you actually. Let's go back. Cool. Once you have something done once, you can click on this 3 squares and a plus in the bottom right corner. This is your template. Again, on the free version, no limit to how many you have. So what I would say is, if once you find your flow or how you want your charts designed, save them up. I'm just going to call this test OB for order block. I'm going to click save. What that allows you to do, say if we wanted another one, it already looks the same because it mirrors the last one you've used. But then what you can do is, so this was the default. I can just click here, test AB, and we're back to exactly what we wanted. Yeah. Perfect. So, yeah, very, very good for that one. We then move on to text. These can be good. Having those two potentially. Text is just a standard text box. So notes, I use this as a notepad, as you will see shortly. As I'm doing any analysis or markups, I will always have one of these open, and as I'm thinking about what I should be doing, I can quickly capture it and then come back to that when I need to. But yeah, if you look at my previous video and potentially the ones that are coming up, you will see, oh, actually I've got an example here. So ignore this, this is the backtesting, but it's this part here. So this is recap on a live stream I was going to do, but decided to actually break these down. But yeah, my action list. And there's also another one which I was going to show you, but to find it, I'll probably confuse you for now. So we're back to where you've just signed in. You found the chart that you want. It may be BTC, it may be whatever it may be. And we've started to run down exactly what I think you need. Obviously, add to your heart's content, your life. And yeah, we've added some favorites. The anchored one in particular can be good. So for notes, I would use the anchored over the standard. Within my testing, I do wicks. So for example, pretend this wicked here. I'll just put wick 1. What that does is that will move with it. Whereas if I did a wick 1 as an anchored, yeah, you can anchor a normal one, but actually you've got a standard text box. If you watch, the non-anchored doesn't stay in position. The anchored literally stays exactly where you put it on the screen. So if you think you've got a notepad up here, it could be 1, 2, etc., etc. There we go. That took a second to update them. And then if you wanted it bigger, you could go. So you've got an active notepad, which wherever you go, this is going to follow. Okay. Moving on then, we have, for those emoji fans out there, we have lots. You can't favorite emojis. I think some people would have a lot. We have stickers, which again, I'm not quite sure why people would ever need those. And we do have some icons, which for certain markups were absolutely great. I just use the up and down. I'm more than happy with that for now. But yeah, if you wanted a nice poo emoji, fill your boots. We've done icons then. So we are onto the ruler. So if you remember earlier, I was showing you the difference between... Oh. On the forecasting and measurement tools, we had the price range and date range. So we could have added those there. The ruler is very similar. Now, all you need to do, if you look there, if you hover over it, if you hold down shift on the chart, so I've clicked into the chart, hold down shift. So this way I'm counting the days. So that's now 20 hours. If I click, that's 20 hours exactly there. Yep. But when I click away, it disappears. So if you want to quickly see the range, this is probably the best. It's not going to clog your chart up. You can quickly read what you need, click away, and it's gone. And if you go up, it's now going to do your price for you as well. So you can either click into here, click once, click again, or you can click into it here, click once, click again, clear it. Or if you hold down shift, it's almost like clicking it over here. Click, click, shift, mouse click, click away. So I would much rather just hold down shift and do that as and when I need to. The zoom in. There may be a shortcut for this. It's needed. If you're backtesting and analysing the way that I do with complete accuracy, you'll be surprised how many times a wick can meet a body break or where it doesn't, and you need to go into. So if we click it once, you'll see that you've now got a magnifying glass. Hover over exactly what you're looking for. And we will go to the nth degree. What this enables you to do is see a lot of detail. At certain times you want to go even closer, you can use these side scrolling bars. But a quick way to get back to that view, if you notice the minus magnifying glass wasn't there previously, we can now click that and we're back to the same view. So we click it, we can scan in. The second we want to get back out, we can click here again. We're out. Okay. The magnet. Sorry, let me make it full screen again. I never used to use the magnet. There are some shortcut keys that if you hover close to, you can get it to almost clip, because we're talking accuracy. The best one for me is the weak magnet. And you can tell if it's on or off because it goes from a black background to a highlighted background. This here, let's go back to the rectangle. And I'm only going to hover over close to this. If you notice, it literally just snapped straight onto the top of that wick. So let's zoom in. It is perfectly on the top. And the same here with this bottom one. I'm getting close and it is snapping. So this will snap to there. But what it does allow me to do is I can actually pull it away. And I could leave it there if I wanted to. So let me zoom out even. So if I want to snap it to, let me put it back there, sorry. I want to snap it to this bit here. All I've got to do is drag this close to it and it will snap directly onto it. Okay, very, very useful. It's also very useful for lines. I do a lot with lines. So I didn't have to be too accurate and it's instantly snapped. And I can then a perfectly straight line and we can check that is to the pip, they would call it, on the top of that. Okay, so yeah, when off, absolutely turn it off. I would say this will very much enhance your speed and efficiency once you get used to it. So my advice would be weak magnet, play about. Some of you may have noticed that when I was drawing this, and originally if I grab this side, you can move around. If you want a lovely straight line, instead of doing what I used to do, which is try and line it up with the dashed line that you can probably just about make out, like that. And overall, even to my naked eye, I can see that's not straight. All you've got to do is, as you've held it, hold shift. Yep, so that's not holding shift. And I'm trying to go straight, but if I'm up here and I hold shift, instantly snaps down. And then just let go of the mouse button. You've got a lovely straight line. That also, I believe, works horizontally. It does. So if you come down and you want the perfectly straight line down, again, we're snapping. And let go of the mouse button. You can change colors. If you wanted to, you can move stuff around. You can add text to it. But yeah. please get used to this. In the long run, it will save you time. Keep drawing. I think that's just going to lock your screen so you can't really do much. So lock all drawing here, sorry. I'm not quite sure what keep drawing. Was that a lock without the keep drawing? Unsure. Never used it. This next one can be pretty good. So let's just clutter this chart up a little bit. So there's that. I'm then going to add a line that way, line that way. It can get messy. Another good example for the magnet. Again, that arrow on the bottom of that wick, top of that wick there. Probably my favourite part of Tradingview, as you can probably tell. Yeah, so you start marking up and you see a lot. You want a nice clear view. What you can do is you can hide drawings, hide indicators, hide positions in orders, or just hide all. If you click it, it's a hide all. So you go from a messy chart to a non-messy chart. Trust me, these can get very messy. So yeah, that can help. There is something over here which will give you even more functionality to do with this, but if you want to quickly look, absolutely, that's something you can use. And this is just a standard delete. So remove 5 drawings, so that's delete everything. Remove 1 indicator, which the indicator that's by standard is the volume. Remove 5 drawings and indicator. So yeah, we'll press it. There you go. Got a lovely clean chart. So that covers pretty much all of this. This is pretty much my tool set for analysis. A couple of bits I haven't covered. So we've mentioned the trend line. I think it's the mostly used one from me. Would that be fair to say? Yes. We've got the horizontal line. It says what it, yeah, does, just paints a horizontal line across the whole view forever. Another way to do that is Alt and H. So Alt H and Alt V. Some of you may have already guessed that means vertical. So we can do the vertical line here, but a shortcut is Alt and H and then Alt and V. And you can very quickly draw those. There is one for the trend line. Can I remember it? Nope. Is it Alt and T by any chance? No, not too sure. Oh, it is. Okay. Alt and T works. So that's your trend line. Which I've probably just sped up some of my backtesting now as well, which is fantastic. So yeah, let's use what we know. We want to remove all drawings. There we go. So we've covered the trend line, we've covered the horizontal line, vertical line. The retracements, again with a snappy of it, is even better. And to give you an example, of a fib, I may keep this in the video or not. These colours are awful. So we've come down, it's to measure the pullback. So this pulled back to, a lot of people would say, the golden zone. It's around 60%. If you look at 0.618, it's just gone over, and then we flew down, and you'd be going there. Anyway, getting into the analysis side, we're not doing that. Is that? No. Okay. Perfect. So, left-hand nav complete. Yay. We move on. Top hand corner is more information about you. You can just look at all your stuff. I'm not going to go for any of this. You don't need that. You can also get the desktop app from here as well, which I didn't notice. But yeah, if you want a dark theme, great. If you want a light theme, you can change it. I think it looks clean. Some people complain that it bleeds their eyes, so we'll go with the dark theme. Where's my white background? Ugh. Thank you. Yeah, I like the outside like that. I am a fan of the white background there, rightly or wrongly, and if you don't like it, it's going to say tough, but actually, if you can't really sit and watch what I'm doing because it's too much, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see what design I can come up with. I do like my look and feel of stuff to colour-wise be pleasing on the eye. when you're spending tens of hours, hundreds of hours, thousands of hours that I have. Yes, multiple thousands of hours on the charts. Yeah, you want to enjoy that experience. So when I go onto my main chart, which I'll show you shortly, you'll see the color scheme. It is business themed, I do apologize. But anyway, onto the top. Up here, you can select a different symbol if you wanted to. I've never used that. I always use my right-hand column. You can compare two charts together. Again, that might be something analysis-wise that you'd want to do. I'm not going to cover it on this. I don't think if you're a beginner that is anything you would want to be looking at. I think it's more for investing. You can compare what's going up compared to, say, BTC versus ETH. Is it worth being in ETH or BTC at the moment? That's the kind of thing that you can do. Actually, let's show you. Yeah. Cool. So it's telling us, if I come to here, oh, that was horrible. Yeah, just how it tracks. And as you can see, some would even say that they mirror. And that is something that certain pairs do. But yeah, as you can see, Bitcoin is the... ETH follows Bitcoin is the long and short of it. I haven't done full analysis. But yeah, as you can see, it tracks fairly well. ETH fell off a little bit more here, whereas Bitcoin didn't. But anyway, again, we're getting to analysis. Stop it. On to times. Apologies if you already know this. When you're talking minutes, it's absolutely 5M, 15M, and we can have a look here. So on the drop down, you can have 3 minutes on there. Again, have as many favorites as you like, guys. What I'd say is don't go crazy. And you can untick the ones that you don't like to keep it nice and clean up here. So click 5 minutes. We're now on a 5-minute chart, and all that means is each bar is 5 minutes worth of price action. So if we hover over here, so this last bar here, it's 1952 at the moment, and if you look just around here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, it's a countdown to when that candle is going to close. So this current candle, which is currently big bit of pressure, analysis is coming out again, I'm going to stop it. In 2 minutes 13 seconds, that bar will finish and a new bar will start. If we're on the 15 minutes, we've got 7 minutes until that bar closes. That will stop after 7 minutes and a new bar will be created. This is the hour. So anything minutes is the number, then M. Anything hourly is 1, then a H. Or sorry, yeah, the number, then the H. So in this case, each bar is worth an hour right now. And this is going to close in 6 minutes 42, which makes sense. We're nearly at 8 PM in the evening. We've then got the 4 hour. For those that you can spot trends, I hope you've already worked this out. Each candle is 4 hours worth of data or price action, and this will also close in 6 minutes 25 seconds. If we come on here, I do like the daily, so I've added the daily in there. Daily is just D, and then you've got your weekly and monthly. You can have 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. You can have custom ranges. So you could say, I would like it to be 3 days, add. And I didn't realize, but they don't let you add custom time intervals, which I'll be honest, again, isn't a problem at all. The main ones that I use are, I will do the analysis on the monthly and weekly, but it's mainly the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15. I don't think any of them are particularly special. I think as long as you're consistent with what you're doing, this is kind of what everyone uses. I may at some point in time do some analysis on stranger time frames. So we could say an hour and a half. We could say 30-minute charts. I know 30 is quite consistent, but you get the point. Something a little bit different to these and see if actually it really throws up anything differently. I suspect it wouldn't. Yeah, daily. So each candle is worth 1 day. Weekly, each candle is worth a week. As you can see, Bitcoin is not been doing well for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks nearly. We've got 4 days, 5 hours left for this candle to print, and then we've got the monthly, which from the beginning of this chart, Bitcoin was obviously further than this. This is where you're restricted. It doesn't lock a lot of data, but you go to the 5 and it does go on for a consistent amount of time. Yep, so you get 5,000 bars. If you want 10, that's about your £13 per month. For now, I would say absolutely see how it goes. So yeah, we've covered all the timeframes here. Now we're on to chart styles. Again, some of these are locked behind a paywall, so you would have to be a sub. The ones that you would need, I think it's just the volume candles actually. Yeah. I think there might be a couple of others. Follow candles, reference. Don't worry about that. Which one am I looking for? Hikinashi, they're already done. And got bars, which certain people really like them. I don't dislike them, but I find it, what I kind of learned from is just your standard candles. And then we favorited the Hikinashi. Again, I will do candles. And if anyone's new, they'll be looking at this saying, Mr. Trade the Data, can I use these? It simplifies what you're looking at. It's done differently. I could explain it. It'll take a few minutes. I'm going to do a separate video on that. But yeah, please do not trade off of this. There is room for it. One thing I noticed that I didn't cover on my favorites is your long and short positions, and absolutely needs to be in. So for the sake of arguments, this one is a long position, so we pretend it's going up. We think it's going up, so let's pick a place where we're going to win, because everyone likes a winner. When we're backtesting, we would never pick and choose, but say we saw this huge price action coming up here and thought, you know what, on this pullback I want to try and get in around here, and I will put it to the bottom of this candle, and I'm aiming for around here. Oh, so that would have hit. So price action, price went through this, you would have got in here, and it went through. And what this tells us is that we were risking, so say if I risked £100 here, we would gain £167 here, minus fees, commissions, stuff. That is it in short. If you then decided that once it went through, you could then half your risk, because price action then went through, broker sorry, I'm getting into detail. Ignore me. Ignore me. Right. And for the short, it's just the opposite way around. So huge down action. I wanted to get in. Oh no, we'll do it a bit. So for the short, let's move around here. Price action down. I think if it breaks there, we're into a good position. So I'm going to go there. I'll do the top of that. We're going to aim here. Very similar. Risking £100 here, you would have won £1.73 and 20 pence, minus commission and fees. So these are key for back testing. These two, absolutely, long and shorts. Moving on then, indicators. I will do probably a few videos on indicators. I think there's a rite of passage when trading, and that rite of passage is everyone is going to go through a phase, a bit like a teenager does with other things. You're going to throw every indicator you possibly can. You're going to be looking at YouTube videos. You are going to think, oh my God, I've cracked it. You're going to put it on the chart. You're going to do a bit of back testing. It's going to look like Spaghetti Junction in Birmingham. And yeah, you'll probably realize that doesn't work. Then move on to candles, really understanding candles and how they can be done. Then a little bit more around the patterns, and then hopefully you get to where you find what in your gut you believe is right. I've got a few of those. I've back tested with those, and it transpires that there's absolutely legs and stuff that your gut tells you. So yeah, There are hundreds and thousands of free indicators on here. Never buy any. Okay, most of the stuff you want is free, and there is no magic indicator. I cannot tell you more. Do not waste your time. I will definitely go through, and this is the whole point of the channel, right? Talking very open and honest here. I want to save you time, and you invest in hundreds of hours, and chances are you will, if you're passionate about this, on places like YouTube and over social media. Yeah, I know I'm on social media, so it sounds like I'm kind of hypocritical here. I'm not trying to do the quick salesman, dirty salesman tactic. I've got a strategy for you. I'm not giving you a strategy. That isn't what I do. I want you to find your own, and we can do that through data. So yeah, I'll get off my high horse now, and we'll go over the indicator screen. So the indicator screen is, you can create your own custom scripts. A bit of vibe coding that uses Pine script. Does it say that? Yeah, Pine script. I think with Pine script 5 or 6 the last time I used it. Again, this is for when you've got a strategy that you've back tested probably multiple thousands of times, and you then want to invest it to save you time in the long run if you wanted to. I'll be honest with you, your strategy should be simple enough that you can mark up a chart within a few minutes. Hard work's the back testing and the system that you put behind it. Invite only, this is where you're going to be paying to use someone else's. This gives you a view of your purchase. As you can see, I haven't, even on my main account, I haven't. I won't. There is no need. Built-in technicals are all from Tradingview. Okay. You've got indicators, which you just click on the one that you want, and it comes up with all this snazzy stuff. There are absolutely indicators that should be used for confluence. I 100% agree with that. I think certain times the data can look very messy, but actually if you're backtest and you use the Arun, for example, that was a random pick. I have looked at this one before. Potentially it has got legs. All this is saying, the Arun, in short, is that each time the orange is above the blue, it's kind of going long, and then vice versa on the way down. So if it's underneath, we're going low. As you can see, a lot of these are lagging. These only print when there's stuff, when this is already kind of done. You can tune it. For example, if we shorten this, I'd imagine it's going to then give us more, and it can look like, oh my god, what have we got in here? Yeah, backtest it and you'll see it isn't as good as you think it is. Absolutely, you can catch some moves, but this should only be used as confluence to potentially stay in a trade you could use it for. So that shouldn't be the only trigger, and you can't just rely on indicators. Where's the skill in that? And if it was that easy, everyone would do it, and 97% would succeed rather than failed. So yeah, indicators here then. So we got down to built-ins, we've got technicals. There are strategies within Tradingview. I'll just show you, it's going to be easier. So this one here is bar up down strategy. No idea what the bar up down strategy is. I'm sure it's really clever. You would tweak it, and there's a lot of information here. I'm not going to go through it all, but as you can see, as a flat strategy with a base of 10,000, 100,000. Sorry, with £1 million initial capital, over the course of this, and it was the course of 820 trades, we would have lost 22 grand. Yeah, make of that what you will. Cool. Back to here then, profiles, top price opportunity, what we got here. Okay, yeah. Most of these will be hidden behind the subs. Fixed range volume profile. this one is paid. There are free ones. It's more manual. There's other ways of doing it, but yeah, we can cover that at another time. And these are patterns. Are this in? Yeah, these are also behind it. Again, don't see the need. Don't see the need. Some indicators cover what these do anyway, so they're completely free. Stick with free until you are so down the path and you think that the £13 worth it. Fundamentals. I've never even looked at these and I don't think I need them. So no, fundamentals I would ignore. Editor's picks. Here's where some of the good stuff can happen. Can start rabbit holes. So editor's picks is just the most recent editor picks. I'm not quite sure how often this gets refreshed. But as you can see, there's many. So we could look at clusters volume. Lux Algo are quite good, actually. Clever guys there. Clusters volume profile. I'm not quite sure what this is telling me without investigating it. But what you can do is if you click and you go to... about this script. That's what I was looking for. Any indicator you go into, you can click on the three dots about this script and it will tell you what's happening. So what this one is doing, but from the looks of it, is it's found some key levels where it believes price action is going to react. Yeah, and it's not far wrong. So there might be legs in using this. It gives you a lot more detail. What I would like anybody to promise, me and yourself, that you never use an indicator that you don't fully understand. This looks confusing. It's not. It's just there's amount of volume at this level and it thinks it's going to react, and yeah, it reacts. But there's been a lot of action around there, so that's how that's been called out. So it's nothing rocket science wise, but really understand what's happening here. And they really explain it. It can sound confusing. Use AI to really understand and delve deeper. But please just promise me. Promise me and promise you that you're going to understand these things, or else you will be wasting too much time. If you want to delete it, come over here and just click remove. If you hide it, there's an up down arrow here. You can hide all the bits that you need to. Click down, get rid of that. We'll go back to indicators. Top. Here's where there's a few that's... So I know most of these. I've used most of these. I've investigated most of these. And there's use cases for a lot of these. Bot alerts, stay away from. Again, you're saying, yeah, just stay away from them. A lot of them like them. It could be a confluence thing. I get it. I don't want to be too dismissive, but yeah, squeeze momentum is... Why is it having a funny for me? There we go. Cool. I do like the squeeze indicator. Lots of people do. It was the top one for, well, when I first started, and it's only recently been overtaken. As you can see, it's a little bit late, but actually, if you come on the, if you got into a short when this was going down, you could have got in there and followed this all the way through. Yeah. Again, it went up. Obviously, there's times where you would have got it wrong. There, a couple down here. But there's loads of settings. But anyway, lots of options within the indicators. Trending, similar. Store, what do you want to pay for? Yeah, there's a lot of algos in there. Let's have a look. Unlock this script. Subscribe to an unfair advantage pack. Well, Algo Alpha, thank you. I'd love to have an unfair advantage. Get access. How much are you going to charge me? Only £57.97 a month. Oh, bargain. That was sarcasm, by the way. Please get me off your screen. I don't like this anymore. Right, back to BTC. Nope, you're just going to stick me here, are you? Make it stop. Make it go away. 11. Back. Oh, open a brand new page, that's why. Cool. Yeah, no, I'll keep my £57 or $57 a month. Thank you. I have no doubts the amount of work they've put in, it's probably worth that, but not to me, and not to a, in my opinion, serious trader. Doesn't need these stuff. No. Avoid it like the plague and save your money. That's what, 3 months worth of the essential pack that give you twice the amount of data to get your own data with. That's money well spent. Cool. So we've done indicators. You can save indicator templates. So let's go back to Squeeze Momentum. Lazy Bear. I could then go over to here, 4 dots, and go save indicator, and I can say it's the Squeeze Momentum. I would like to save the interval and that, and I can go save. Then come here, and I can then say if I went onto here and I deleted this, what I can do is I can quickly go to here, Squeeze Momentum, it goes straight to Bitcoin with my chart layouts and everything. So this can be good. Again, don't go wild for it. Yeah, have a few, you'll find your way. Alerts, you get apparently 3 free on the free version. These are fantastic, extremely useful. You've got 3 free ones on the free, 5 on the essential, I believe. Absolutely enough. These are fantastic. So you can get email alerts if you want. It will ping if you've got TradingView open on your desktop, which is completely customizable. So if we go to notifications here, so if we go to play sound, and we can have, oh, that brings back memories. I used to have that one. So you can check that, and we want it to play for, well, a minute's a bit excessive. We could do 5 seconds. We can have a webhook URL, we can send the email, we can show toast notification or notify an app. So if you've got the desktop version or the web version on your PC or Mac, and you've got TradingView on your phone and you're linked to the same account, what can happen is, and if you've then got your watch, an alert goes off, it can ping up on your laptop, but if you're away and you've only got your phone, it pings up on your phone as a notification, and it can ping on your watch. I'll go over this in more detail. It's great. It's a way of, in the morning you can mark up your charts, you know where you're looking, where you want to take entries, and yeah, it will ping you, and then you can then come to the charts. Brilliant stuff. You can write your own message, so it'll be BTC order block or whatever it may be. You can write your own custom messages. It says what you want to highlight. Testing. And in settings, we want it to be price. You can do it for indicators. So we could say squeeze momentum above this 50 line or below that 50 line, etc. We want crossing, value, and we can type or we can move once it's in. And then you can do it every time or once. But you can add a condition. You can on this one. That would be enough. Second it crosses, you'll get the alert. A tip would be, just move that. Once it's in, you can move it. Yep, so we've got BTCOB. If we click on there, we can see it here. We can delete it. We can double click into it, change it, customize it again further. But yeah, let's just leave it there, because I think that's going to reduce a little bit more. I don't mind waiting a minute or two. Oh, it's exciting times. Come on. There we go. BTCOB. You can hear the sound. And if I was on my phone, that would have pinged up on my watch as well. We've then got replay mode. very good. It is on the essential. You don't need that when you're doing the free bit. Get used to the free, utilize that. Again, if you then have the appetite to, I want to backtest more, I want to really use that functionality, replay mode is there. And there's a little hack that you can do for that as well, so you can get more bars, because it can go back a few 10,000 candles, for example, so you get a lot more. Right, that's pretty much, oh, you got back and forward. So if you missed a few steps or deleted something, you can go backwards and forwards like you can in most programs. So that's left hand done, top done. Over here, you can split screen on essential. So we haven't got that. We can save a layout if we wanted to. We can make copies. This is BST named at the moment. For now, it's fine. I think I'll do more in depth with some of these. We then have your main canvas settings. So you can double click. Oh, sorry, you can right click settings here. Oh, sorry, I'll do that a bit slower. Right click. Again, you can add alert here as well. Settings. Here's where you can do your nice colored stuff. So you can change bar colors, whatever it may be to your liking. Oh, that's horrible. Thank you. Oh. So yeah, right click settings. You can change your bar colors, width colors, your borders. You can change, so the logo is at the top here. Just play around in here. You can do 0 damage. Background types, if you did want a different background, you can select different backgrounds. You can have it solid, you can have it as a gradient, so you can have a couple of colors if you wanted to. So you wanted to go from there to there. I'm not quite sure why you ever would. It's very 1995 MS Paint. You can have grid lines. And you've got an opacity slider as well if you wanted to. Again, as long as you've got the magnet on, you don't really need that. Keep it clear. I'll go over trading another time. You've got the alerts, that's fine. And you've got events. Cool. Full screen mode goes into full screen. That's that one up here. And something that actually is really good, and I do utilize this, and I will, as I'm doing my new back testing, is this. So this just takes a snapshot. So you can download an image, copy link, open a new tab, or you can tweak the image. Really cool stuff. Just have a play with them. If you'd like me to go over it in more detail, whack it in the comments, and I do not mind doing a video on that. As any of these, if you think I've skimmed over a bit too quick and it really is something you'd like to know more on, please just call it out. Right, as you can see, we had the bar there and it's now gone. Don't worry, we can click here and we're straight back to where we were. When I am back testing, I do like this view. And if you saw the first video, I think I'd done that, and I have recorded 7 hours worth of content, which is my back test up to now. I'll come on to that very shortly. It is in this view and it's without that as well. So let's move that. Cool. So yeah, if you want more screen estate, just click up there. Something I probably should have mentioned at the very start is the way that you can manipulate how these bars look. And what you can do is you can use your mouse wheel and it will go really thin. And the way you can do that is just down here on the price, on the time, sorry, slide it right, slide it left. And then from here, you can do exactly the same. So mouse click, slide up, slide down, let go, and it continues. You can then drag, so click and drag. It's not locked. This is pretty much yours. So you can scroll in, scroll out. You can move over here if you wanted to. If at any point you think, oh, this looks a mess and I don't really like what it's doing, you can double click, and you get back to something that resembles a bit of normality. And then you can open up again. Zoom in, find what you like. I like to unlock it a bit and get it to where I need it to be. So yeah, we've covered everything in here. This is just a summary of the information that was on the page when we first signed in and signed up. This here is our alert. So we did BTCAB, it's triggered, it's stopped, it's no longer active. I'm going to delete it. Cool. But we can create an alert within here as well. So this is just a summary of our wish list, or watch list, sorry. This is the alerts and the log of previous alerts, but I've deleted them now, so that's fine. Object tree is brilliant. I'll give you a very quick demo, but we'll do a separate video on this. So for example, we've got that. So we've added a rectangle, and what's appeared here? Rectangle. I will then do another rectangle down here. Yeah, cool. Now have two rectangles. Within this window, you can hide individual objects, very similar to over here, but individually. Yeah. You can select both at the same time here. So that's just literally clicking into it, holding down Control, and clicking that one. I can hide them one or the other. If you click one, if you noticed, these were originally grayed out. So if I come off of there, these are grayed out. I can't click anything. But if I click one of the rectangles, I can copy, or I can create a folder. This is where it's fantastic. So I've just now created a folder. It's called Group. I'm going to rename that group to Rectangles. Click OK. I can undo that and undo it there, and I can drag multiple items into here. What that enables me to do is I can just hide all of them at once. So you can imagine if you're, like for me, I'm doing a market structure. I'm thinking to overlay order blocks amongst other things. I'm going to do that on multiple time frames. It can get incredibly messy. I can quickly, if this was a H4, for example, I could just go, no, I want to see that. Oh, no, I don't. And instantly you can get rid of it. So this is a way of organizing everything. But like I said, I'll go into more detail on a separate video. Again, if you want to get rid of that, we can click it again. So anything you double click, it just gets rid of the whole right bar. We've then got messages. You're not needed. It's fine. We've got screeners down here, Pine. We've got calendars. Calendars can be good, but there's better websites. Again, I'll go into that in more detail in a future video. Any notifications, and then they're trying to sell you some more stuff down here. Down the bottom, you've got some quick time frame intervals, as well as up here. And you can also jump to certain dates. Into custom ranges if you wanted to. I'll just go to there, go to, bam, it fires you straight there. Okay. That was a whistle stop tour. I will edit the video and hopefully it makes a bit more sense. Hopefully it's been valuable. If it has, please like, comment. If there's anything you want me to go into more detail, you've only got to ask. Yeah. Quickly. This was on a brand new account. This is my main account, which I will be transferring over at some point. The same rules apply, so you can see, oh, I actually need to trim down. I have fib to you all. Got GAN boxes on here and stuff. Yeah, I've mainly been using these. Anyway, I use my notes. If we look over here, I have folders. And to give you an idea, this was one of the old ones that I did very light touch. That was more recent, and this is the bigger back test. And if you see the bar and how many times I've got to scroll down. And this is a great use case for me to show you that if I go there, it will take a second because there's a lot of data. It's gone. Got a clean chart now. Run it back. Click new. Click the eye. We're back in business, and it's even thrown up my other notes as well. Probably thinking that looks like nothing. What are you looking at there? An overview. This is the kind of back testing that I've been doing with the tools here. The only difference I have is that I have got the £13 a month. That's all I need. I'm more than happy. Do everything that I need to, including the replay, which I will show. So, replay wise, if you look, and let me hide this because that's going to confuse it. Cool. So we're in replay mode. This is 2022. It gets to a point, we see the crown here. That's up to 2021. Zoom in. What the replay mode can do, and this is a little kind of, I think it's a hack, they allow it, it's absolutely fine. This is showing 10,000 bars here. If I click here, so we're now starting at Jan 2021, we then suddenly get, it will take a second because it's a lot of data. It now allows us to go all the way back to 2016. But I want to go back further. So, oh, stay. I'm going to select bar here. And this is the genuine start for the data for Coinbase. Is here. So, although it only gave me the normal amount, the replay mode allowed me to go back a lot further. So this is where there's a lot of value. Second part of replay, which is fantastic, is, so I'm just getting into a view where you can see it better. Within here, we can actually play forward. Yep. So if I click play now, we're going at 3 times speed. Let's just do it at, yeah, 3's okay. So you can imagine, let me pause it. If I've marked up my charts here and here, we can almost replicate a live environment. I can also shift and right, and it'll print bar by bar. Tap it a few times, and it will start, and you can run this through. So you can almost replicate historic data going back many, 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 many years. Okay. It's a great tool. Again, I'm going to say, and I'm sounding like a parrot now, stick with the free version until you've pushed the limits of the free. And obviously, if you can afford it, absolutely go for the essential. Over that, I wouldn't bother unless you get a great deal on the sale. But yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, hopefully a few of you found that really useful. If you've got any questions at all, please just ask. There is obviously YouTube. If you're watching this, it's the only way you know about it. Drop a comment, or you can post it on X or Instagram. Absolutely, just reach out to me wherever. More than happy to filter any of those questions through. And if there's enough that come through that are consistent, absolutely, I'll be making videos. There will be other videos that I'm coming up with around here, but I think there's an introduction to Tradingview, then hopefully, yeah, that's put you in a good stead and you can go away and implement this accordingly. Cool. Thank you very much for your time. Take care, and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye-bye.